Yo, yo, yo. I can't walk. I don't have some cool intro, so let's just get to the start of the show. Bill Cosby allegedly raped millions of women by drugging them all to sleep so he can have his way with them sexually. I know there weren't that many women, but the way Hollywood's been dragging Bill Cosby's name through shit for the past 5 years, it sure feels like millions of victims to me. With that being said, my question is, Bill Cosby the only celebrity who raped women by drugging them in the history of show business?
I don't think so, Tim.
According to the news, apparently Bill Cosby was the only celebrity going to parties with a briefcase full of roofies, quaaludes, and rags doused in chloroform to get laid.
I'm not a smart man.
But I just don't believe Bill Cosby and Glenn Quagmire are the only two guys in hookup history to drug women's drinks for sex.
Hi. Bye.
Say what you will about him, but Bill Cosby stayed true to the G-code by not ratting out any of his friends who are guilty of the exact same crime. Personally, I have my own suspicions of at least 5 guys in Hollywood who I think are also members of the Sleeping Booty Gang, but I won't say their names because I don't have any proof, and quite frankly,
let me hear you say, that ain't right.
Okay, maybe just one. In this clip from a 1991 interview with Larry King, Bill Cosby said something that the media used to prove that he's been drugging women for decades.
Spanish fly was the thing that all boys from age 11 on up to death, we will still be searching for Spanish fly.
That's right.
And what was the old story was, if you took a little drop, no, it was on the head of a pin.
That's right.
And
Drop
you put
it in
in the drink.
Coca-Cola. Don't matter.
It doesn't make it, and the girl would drink it, and
she's yours.
Hello, America.
You're a monster.
I realize a lot of people who seen this footage during the time of the allegations found it alarming how they could casually explain how to get women horny as if they were objects.
We'll continue this discussion tonight, young man. A woman is not an object.
Your mother's right, son. Listen to what it says.
Peter!
I didn't say that. Lee Majors did.
What? Women are things.
When I watch this video, I see 2 old men who've had low self-esteem for so long that they can laugh at the creepy methods dorks like themselves had to use
a long time ago
to get laid. Now, I know Spanish fly is legal, but in my opinion, if a guy needs to slip that shit in a chick's drink and she's unaware of it, that's considered cheating in the game of hooking up. It's like using performance-enhancing drugs in professional sports.
Yeah.
As far as I can tell from the interview, Larry King knew exactly what Spanish fly was and how to use it.
And drop you put it in the drink.
Coca-Cola. Drop it in the Coca-Cola. Drop it in the Coca-Cola.
Larry King's been resting his forearms on tabletops for so long that his shoulders have permanently been stuck in the I don't know pose for over 50 years.
Larry King, who is so old at this point he needs a sidecar for his colostomy bag.
Now, I'm not saying he drugs women, but if somebody told me Larry King used Spanish fly to get pussy after showing me this picture, I wouldn't argue against them.
And that's the truth, with some cheese on it. Yeah. Ain't no meatloaf between these buns.
The Me Too movement spawned from Bill Cosby's crime, which I believe lacks consistency. Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein's crimes were even more heinous than Bill Cosby's in my opinion, and the only person I've seen talk bad about them on a regular basis is Joe Rogan. Kevin Spacey says hello to young white men by grabbing them by their dicks, and I've heard
absolutely nothing
said about that motherfucker. You already know why I think Bill Cosby's been getting roasted nonstop in the media.
Black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all.
On top of that, what's the one thing he did while committing those crimes that made him lose the support of the black community?
He had sex with a white girl, that's what.
Oh, was it everything I dreamed of?
Good.
She had pink nipples, didn't she?
O.J. Simpson taught me something that I forgot up until right now.
What have you learned?
If a beloved black male celebrity gets caught committing a crime against a white woman in America, that nigga's name will be synonymous with feces for the rest of eternity. This is the reason why I agree with Felicia Rashad, who played his wife Claire Huxtable on The Cosby Show.
This is not about the women. This is about something else.
This is about the obliteration of legacy.
Over the years since the news broke, it seems like 75% of the people who worked with Bill Cosby thought he was an asshole. They paint the guy like he has a holier-than-thou attitude who treats everyone around him like children. These people couldn't talk bad about him before the rape allegations because Bill Cosby had enough influence to destroy their careers if they did. The smear campaign coupled with the rape allegations have decimated Bill Cosby's legacy to a point I believe he can no longer repair. He went from being considered as America's dad to the most prolific rapist of all time. Do I think he raped all those women? Yes! Wilt Chamberlain claimed he had consensual sex with over 20,000 different women during his 63 years on Earth, so anything's possible. The entire situation pained me a little because Bill Cosby was a part of my childhood.
That's so very, very sad.
I'm too young to know any of his stand-up, and I wasn't particularly drawn to him as a comic to go back and listen or see them later in life to think otherwise. However, I did see the special Bill Cosby himself in the 80s, and I still think it's a classic. He did all the voices on Fat Albert, a cartoon I watched regularly as a kid. There have been many TV shows about black families, but to me, The Cosby Show felt like the first TV show about a family that happens to be black.
Huh. I was so busy not seeing color, I didn't see the raping either.
I remember watching The Cosby Show as a child learning life lessons from his interactions with his TV family. One that quickly comes to mind is the episode where his daughter Vanessa misplaced her folder from school, so he had her retrace her steps to find it. I still think of that shit to remember to retrace my steps when I misplace things because
marijuana affects the memory.
Bill Cosby has devoted his time as well as donated
millions
of dollars towards the progression of black America.
He rapes, but he saves. And he saves more than he rapes.
I promise all of you that I will never forget the sacrifices he made for cornball niggas like myself to be accepted by more people in today's society.
Thank you!
With that being said, I can no longer watch Cosby Show reruns anymore because every time I see his face, his new theme song pops in my head.
Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
It's bad enough Bill Cosby's cheating on his wife despite constantly mentioning her in his stand-up and interviews. What makes matters worse is he's wearing ugly sweaters and dancing like a jackass while he's trying to do it.
You know what your problem is. You have no game.
Take this exchange he had with Sofia Vergara on The Late Show with David Letterman from 2004, for example. He's Bill Cosby, so of course he hijacked the show and made it all about him because he was still America's dad at the time. When Sofia Vergara came out with her fine ass, he clearly didn't know what to do with himself. Instead of promoting whatever shitty movie she was coming out with at the time, she had to sit there and watch Bill Cosby work his weird, thirsty grandpa charm on her.
Don't be creepy.
Sofia Vergara is one of the most beautifulest women in the world. Bill Cosby took it upon himself to flirt with her on national TV, so I know the bullshit he was blabbering about was the best game he could possibly give her. At the time, I thought it was funny because he's old, but knowing what I know now, I realize Bill Cosby just doesn't know how to talk to women into having sex with him.
Now you will get ready for the zim-zam and the babbity-bibbity, and you will take off your clothes like voo and voom, and get ready for the most splendiferous pudding pop you have ever seen.
I don't think he got raped in prison because
I'm rich, biatch!
So I believe he paid for protection during his incarceration. I'd imagine if anyone did try to rape Bill Cosby in prison, it would go a little something like this.
We all know Bobby here, a man. He a man. So nobody punking nobody here. Am I right, Buddha?
But my name's Billy.
Quiet.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
Buddha. Do you or do you not recognize this a man standing here?
Yeah, I know he's a man.
He was released from prison a couple of months ago on a technicality. A lot of people wanted to see Bill Cosby die in prison, but I'm not one of them.
Why?
He recently lost his eyesight and he's too old to learn how to use the blind people stick, so he has to be led by somebody everywhere he goes from now on. Right now, Bill Cosby's an 84-year-old man who has to carry the shame of what he's done and be judged for it by every single person who knows about it for the rest of his life.
Tragic.
If anyone still feels like shitting on Bill Cosby's legacy moving forward, I feel you have that right, but can you keep that same energy when it comes to other celebrities who get caught raping people?
Please, please.
New information surfaced about Jeffrey Epstein's pedophile island a couple of weeks ago, and the American sentiment publicly seems to be,
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
because he's not black and he didn't do a bunch of commercials for Subway.
Hey, I'm Mike. I like sandwiches and people my own age.
Subway, please don't think of pedophilia.
I already know Bill Cosby the movie's on the horizon, and I'd like to see the black guy from the new Star Wars movies play him in the film because British actors play Americans way better than American actors do. Bill Cosby's crime has had me so spooked that I sometimes find myself hoping the feds don't arrest Morgan Freeman on some bullshit like finding out his bedroom's been smelling like little white boys' assholes for the past half-century. After I heard Charlie Sheen was fucking Corey Haim against his will on the set of that 80s movie Lucas, I can't help but to look at everybody I see on TV as a suspect now. In the end, Bill Cosby's crime has taught me a valuable lesson.
What have you learned?
Always eat before I hang out with strangers and never set my drinks down anywhere. Also, avoid sleeper holds at all costs.
Be careful if you get a sleeper hold, because the next day your anus will really hurt.
And that's all I have to say about that.
If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, please subscribe, and tell me what you think in the comment section below.
Peace. I'm Audi 5000.
Those who wish to follow me, I welcome with my hand. Thank you for being a friend.
And those are my thoughts for this video. But then again, what do I know? I'm just an old crippled bastard. Ooh, 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 ooh. I ain't too proud to beg for your money, so like, share, and subscribe.